Good morning, everyone. Today is actually March. I filmed this way back in January, but here we go. My bookshelf tour. I've promised it for a while. So on this first shelf, I have a little Bob Ross Funko Pop. You will see lots of these throughout our apartment. And I've also got this figurine of Gus Gus and Jacques that Ethan got for me a couple years ago for Christmas that I just really think is cute. The first book on the shelf is The Dragon's Path by Daniel Abraham. Band of Brothers by Stephen Ambrose. This is one of Ethan's favorite movies and books. The Pacific by Hugh Ambrose. Writing science fiction and fantasy, and it's a series of essays. Margaret Atwood's The Handmaid's Tale. Emma by Jane Austen. Harry Potter and Philosophy, edited by David Baggett and Steve E. Klein. Six of Crows by Lee Bardugo. A Treasury of Irish Literature, and I did it by Barnes & Noble, and look at those gilded edges, they're so pretty. The Scorpion Rules by Aaron Bow, which I started reading but then never finished. The Tale of Prosper Redding by Alexander Bracken. Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury. Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. The Sword of Shannara by Terry Brooks. The Arabian Nights, and that was translated by Sir Richard E. Burton. And again, gilded edges. Character Viewpoints, and it's a series of essays on viewpoints by Orson Scott Card. The Warrior Heir by Cinda Williams Chima. And Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon. Tom Clancy's dead, but it's his series. And this one is Ghost Recon Combat Ops, and those are a couple of Ethan's books. So that's my first bookshelf, and I went through that really fast, but it's already the 2-minute mark. Some of these books I've read, some of them I haven't, but, you know, that's how it is. Some of these I just keep because I say I'm going to read them, and I just haven't yet, but some I do have an intention to read. Shelf number 2. We have another Funko. This is Ahsoka from the Star Wars Rebels series, one of Ethan's favorite characters. The first massive book on this shelf is Commander-in-Chief by Tom Clancy, but it's by a Mark guy. Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare. This is the first book in the Dark Artifices series. Behind the Short Stories, and this is a workbook thing on it. Great Expectations by Charles Dickens. Legendary by Stephanie Garber. That cover is beautiful. This is Dark Magic. I was given it without the dust cover. Not Dark Magic, Blood Magic by Tessa Gratton. Haven't read it. Baneblade by Guy Haley. Glory Imperials. It's a Warhammer series. Adult Essence by Gabby Hanna. And my Brian Jakes shelf. Brian Jakes, this is Castaways of the Flying Dutchman. This is the only one I haven't touched. Then we have my gorgeous, I don't know what happened to the dust cover, 25th anniversary of Redwall series book thing. Look at those pictures. They're beautiful. It's all throughout. I love them. Then we have Mossflower by Brian Jakes. Madame Mayo, which I think may be my favorite in the series. I'm not sure. Mariel of Redwall. Oh, and look, we have an Athena spotting. Salamandastron by Brian Jakes. The Badger series book, the Badger books might be my favorite in the series. The Outcast of Redwall. Pearls of Lutra. Also, I just love the cover designs on all these. Tiger Run, also by Brian Jakes. And the fast forward through of all of the books. And if we had better shelving, half of these series that are in here would have their own special space. Obviously, I don't have that space in our little apartment right now, but that is definitely a goal of mine at one point. Shelf number 3. We have Winston for a Funko Pop, and Winston is from Overwatch. We have several Overwatch Funko Pops, and Winston is rather large. He's actually, I think, 8 inches as opposed to the normal size, so I pulled the Ahsoka Pop back down to show you just how much bigger Winston is than the normal Funko. And I also have this glass bottle that Ethan really liked and wanted to keep. It's just a glass Coke bottle. The first book on the shelf is, again, Tiger Run. I somehow ended up with 2 copies of it, and I can't decide if I like the paperback or the hardback more. Tris by Brian Jakes. Loam Hedge by Brian Jakes. And this is the last one that I own. We have New Spring by Robert Jordan. This is actually a novella. The Eye of the World by Robert Jordan. And if you know me, you know that the Wheel of Time series is very important to me because it's the basis for my books. The Shadow Rising by Robert Jordan. I don't own all of these, so they got kind of out of order. The Fires of Heaven. The cover art in these is fantastic. Lord of Chaos. Path of Daggers. Oh, Lord of Chaos showed up again. Okay. A Crown of Swords. This one isn't as fun. And Winter's Heart, which is the last one that I own, and the one that I'm currently still in the process of reading because it's massive. The Road to Rome by Ben Kane, which just looks really fun. This is Ethan's book. Milk and Honey by Ruby Kaur, which I loved. I did not love that sticker not coming off the book, though. The Sun and Her Flowers, also by Ruby Kaur, which I did also really, really enjoy. Stephen King's On Writing, a memoir of the craft. Dien K. Dow, I can't pronounce the author's name, but this is a work of poetry around the Vietnam War. And Alice in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll. And we're fast forwarding. I apologize for how dusty these shelves were because I did not clean them. Also, my nail polish is just awful here. But, you know, these are the things you look back and see. Stick Winston back, fix the shelves, and yeah. This is The Island of Dr. Libris by Chris Gaberstein and Ronnie Venable. This was the script that I'm using this fall. The Night Circus by Aaron Morgenstern. Still haven't read it. And Business for Authors by Joanna Penn. These were a couple books that were randomly around my room. A couple other randoms was Mandelbrot's Beach by Dave Kelly. I was a part of a work of art where we took different poems from the book and created art. The Complete Guide to Self-Publishing. If you are getting ready to start self-publishing, this is a very good book to use. And Writing Fantasy and Science Fiction by Orson Scott Card and others. Another very good book. And here is us just scanning our other bookshelf area. I have a show poster from a show I directed, and lots of Funko Pops. Call of Duty, Incredibles, we have Baby Jack. Some of these are mine, some are Ethan's. We have the Joker, the original Joker from the animated series, Hercules because Huncules, G.I. Joe, Junkrat, who I tend to play because I like to just shoot in the distance. Lucio in the back, who is one of Ethan's main people he likes to play. All the little baby Funko Pops. Another Bob Ross, because Bob Ross. And some other things that we got when we used to get the Loot Crate gaming boxes. I also have a Mr. Rogers. We have a card that something spilled on at some point. I can't get it off the box. Some Fallout stuff from the Fallout box Ethan was getting. Just a bunch of knickknacks, including his old PS Vispa thing that doesn't work. Some pins. And yeah. This is our other cube bookshelf that we got really cheap on Amazon. And onto the next bookshelf. The first book on it is Hope and Other Dangerous Pursuits. And this is a series of short stories by Lila Lalami, and it's about leaving home. Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. Evangeline by something Longfellow. It's not on the cover, though. Gamer Girl by Mari Mancusi. I'm not sure how you say that. Nefertiti by Michelle Moran. This is one of my most loved books and most destroyed. I took it to summer camp and let someone borrow it and I left it in the rain. So I saved it, but just. The Golden Compass by Philip Pullman. Was I the only one that had to fight to read this book? I had a girl try to, take it away from me because of content. I still read it, though. The Wide Sargasso Sea by Jean Rice. I just like the cover of this one. It's really pretty. Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs, which, if you watch my vlogs, you know this is actually my sister's copy that somehow ended up in Rochester and has been given back to her. Rick Riordan's Greek Heroes from Percy Jackson series, and the Greek Gods from the Percy Jackson series. And then we have Rick Riordan's Magnus Chase and the Gods of Asgard, The Sword of Summer. Because of the sizes of these shelves, a lot of the books got separated from their series and rearranged. So we're just putting all these back, and you can tell that I filmed this a while ago because my hair has blonde in it, and I recently, a couple weeks ago, dyed my hair. So, and then we have another big Funko. This is Bastion, also from Overwatch. I don't know who this little girl is from, but it's Ethan's. And we have 2 Mickeys because Disney. So, lots of Funkos, and we'll shift those out of the way. And we have a Mega Man lanyard. I don't know when it's ever going to get used, though. So the next book is The Hammer of Thor. This dust jacket got destroyed when we moved, sadly. And The Ship of the Dead from the Magnus Chase series. And then we have the 3rd book in the Trials of Apollo series, The Burning Maze. I think Ethan got it to read, and I don't know what happened to the other ones. We have a couple of books, again, Dust Jacket Got Destroyed, The Lost Hero, and The House of Hades, which is book 4, and The Blood of Olympus from the Roman series. I can't think of what it's called. The Encyclopedia of Magical Ingredients. I got this when I was working on my thesis. And Harry Potter. And you can see the progression of my age of getting the books and how loved they are. So Sorcerer's Stone, Chamber of Secrets, and over time, the Harry Potter books slowly get taken better care of because I grew up with them. So Sorcerer's Stone was destroyed. And then Dragon Ball Z manga that is Ethan's. But yeah. Harry Potter books will be slowly less destroyed. These are my bunnies that I had since I was a baby. So, I don't really snuggle with them anymore, but I still keep them. And another little loot crate metalwork thing that we probably won't ever build, but Ethan wants to keep it. Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Not as beat up, still pretty dang beat up. Goblet of Fire, destroyed. I think that was mainly because it was a big book. Order of the Phoenix. See, it gets better. Half-Blood Prince, and then Deathly Hallows is almost pristine. Mary Ruffle, Selected Poems. I had this for class one year. The Song of the Sparrow by Lisa Ann Sandel. This is actually a book of poetry on Arthur, but done really well. Frankenstein by Mary Shelley, and that one has a lot of essays and stuff in it. 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, which I clearly have not read because it is still in a plastic wrap, but it's a gorgeous cover. And Virginia Woolf, To the Lighthouse. And because everyone needs a Skyrim air freshener, a Skyrim air freshener. And putting all these back. All the books back. I didn't speed this one up, but that's fine. But I always find it funny to see, how books change over time when people take care of them, like with the Harry Potter books and with the Percy Jackson books or the Rick Riordan books that were Ethan's, how some are in more pristine condition because we got them recently, and some are ones he grew up with, so they're more destroyed. And I always find that cool to look at. I was definitely the kind of child that the more destroyed the book looked, it showed more how much I loved it. So I have, people have asked me if I want to get new Harry Potter books, and really I don't. I like them how they are, even if they are kind of falling apart and taped back together. Gotta put my buns back. They were creatively named Girl Bunny and Boy Bunny. Because, I'm an author. And the last book that I actually found was a Walt Disney World guidebook that we got a couple of years ago. Ethan and I have been planning a Disney trip for years. And here are a couple more little knickknacks that were on our shelf. I really like the Ethan loves his little Deadpool tiny Funko, but I really like the pirate. This is from the video game Sea of Thieves, which is a fun video game, and I just thought he was really cool. He's like defending the books and the pirate booty. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. I'm sorry it took so long to get out to you. If you did like it, let me know down below what your favorite book that I own is, or what your favorite book that I don't own is. It's a fun little thing. I love you all. All of my social media links are down below, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye!